super excited to welcome all of you to ETHGlobal London.
The thing that I love the most is the imagination that people have. I ask people, what are they going to build? And they come up with things I've never even thought of.
ETHGlobal's got the formula down. It's very simple. The vibes are going to be good. The hackers are going to be fun, and everyone's going to have a good time.
It's 4 a.m. It's like 2 hours before submission, and you see 2,000 hackers just hacking it along. I think that really instills this vibe of community and that we're all working towards the same thing.
I've had so many people coming up to me with their laptops, showing me diagrams of what they want to build. So I'm really looking forward to the submissions that we're going to get.
It is super exciting and quite a sight to see what they've shipped in like 36 hours. I've been to a bunch of other ecosystem hackathons before. Never ever have seen that much technical ability.
We see a lot of hackathons that end up looking like trade shows and not hackathons. This is a hackathon.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Kartik, one of the co-founders of ETHGlobal, and I'm super excited to welcome all of you to the closing ceremonies for ETHGlobal London. We'll get my slides up in a second, and then we'll get started immediately. So, how's everybody doing? All right, let's see. Who still has the energy to watch for the next 1 hour all the amazing projects that came out of this event? Wow, that is a lot of energy. All right. Who still wants me to stall for another 60 seconds while we figure out where the signal is? Great. I think we may have made a lot of progress. All right, let's get this started. We are officially doing this for the second time in London. And we have over 1,000 attendees. 700 of them are hackers from 59 different countries. 30% of them are new to Web3. And the best part is we're going to tell you what all of them did in the next 1 hour. People are here from all over the world, especially from all the nearby countries around. And this is a hackathon, so wait a second. Something is wrong. What's wrong is, I'm not sure if you are excited enough. Yeah? All right, well, this is a hackathon, which means our focus here is on builders, and the next hour is about showing instead of telling what came out of it. So, with that, these 700 hackers collectively spent the last 36 hours building cool shit, and I'm super excited to announce that 241 projects came out of this event. Give yourselves a massive round of applause. This is absolutely incredible. 241 projects is a lot, and that meant a lot of our judges had to look at and make the hard decisions to figure out how to rank all of them. So I want to thank all of our judges here, and for the next 2 minutes, we're going to clap a lot, so just collectively gather all of your energy that's out there and start clapping in 3, 2, 1. Go. Thank you to Austin, Mark, Mike, Simona, Gasper, Min, Hart, James, Vlad, Thomas, Joseph, Makoto, Scott, Joe, Ahmed, Gokhan, Tom, Yasim, Dimitrios, Marcus, Luke, Swaroop, and of our 28 incredible partners, Arbitrum, Avail, Chili's, Filecoin, Gnosis Pay, Plus, FinTech, Nethermind, PancakeSwap, WorldCoin, IPCoin, Base, Cello, Circle, ENS, Ethereum Foundation, Hyperlane, Near, Save, Uniswap Foundation, Aztec, Chainlink, Dynamic, Phoenix, Flashbots, Galadriel, Layer Zero, Morpho, and Powerloom. All of these people are giving away a lot of prizes, and we'll go right into all those prizes right after some cool demos. But let's go back to these 240 projects. At 9 a.m., 240 projects were submitted, and we spent the last 4 hours, 5 hours, judging all through all these projects. And from there, we ended up with a list of 10 finalist teams. It was not an easy decision, but we're going to bring these teams on here today one by one, and they're going to demo what they built. And you'll get to see some of these demos. Well, you're going to get to see all these demos, but all of them will be live. So please join me in congratulating our 10 finalists. Right now, Dinos 95, Particles, Pangaea, NFC Wallet, Get Paid, Atus, Microblob, Yield.me, Blobscriptions, and SPC Wallet Service. These are our 10 incredible teams. They're going to come on one by one and demo what they built, and after that, we'll go into all the prizes. So before we go on, I have a couple small notes for all of you. Just because you were not one of these 10 teams does not mean you were not good enough. There's 230 projects listed here. And I want to congratulate all of you for spending the weekend building something that you're excited about and submitting it and showing it to somebody other than your team members. This is not a small thing. You should be absolutely proud of everything that you did here, and we really hope that you continue to build these projects. So congratulate yourself for submitting these incredible 230 and 40 projects here, and make sure you keep building after this weekend. So please give yourselves a massive round of applause. And all these projects are now available on ethglobal.com/showcase, so you can see everything that came out of it, especially people who are watching this on the live stream. And you yourself, as your team members, can see everything about this event and your own submissions. Now, before we go into the demos, I want to make a quick note, which is on your dashboard as a hacker, you'll see this survey. It's a quick feedback form. It should take you less than 2 minutes. There's 10 questions, rate things out of 10. And then a note to say everything you did not like that we can fix for the next time. And anybody who fills this out, we'll be raffling away 5 of these hoodies, so we get to do that immediately, and we can ship this to anywhere in the world. So please take just 2 minutes. If you can do it now, that's even better, because anything that you tell us that we can improve makes it so much easier for us to make this a better experience for the next 1,000 people that'll be attending these events in just the next couple of months. This is a very fast feedback loop we want to have. We want to make sure that the next 1,000 people we bring in have a much, much better experience for them to stick around and contribute to the space. So anything that you did not like, anything that you like that we should keep doing, anything that we can do better, just let us know, and we will do our best to address it immediately for the next hackathon. So we'll really appreciate if you can fill out this feedback. And with that, I'm going to stop talking, and we're going to go into our first demo. So without further ado, let's welcome our first finalist on stage, Team Dinos 95.
Okay, is this like, okay. Hi everyone. So our project is Dinos 95. We are Shiv and Andrea, and we are part of the Build Guild team. Great DAO and very nice people. And shout out to Carlos and Pablo. They are back on the plane back home now, so they couldn't make it. But yeah, this was very fun building it, everything together. Okay, so our project is a dynamic powered platform, or OS, where even our grandparents can interact with Web3 thanks to a kind of abstraction. So basically trying to make Web3 experience easier for everyone. Because sometimes when, Web3 experience can be a bit complicated, dealing with like a lot of stuff like private keys, seed phrases, and it can be a bit overwhelming, especially like for people that are not like familiar with it. So what we're basically doing is integrating dynamic to, so you can like sign in with your socials, like with your mail account, to any dApp that doesn't have, like that doesn't necessarily have that kind of sign in. And this is what it looks like. So it's Windows 95 but inspired environment. Because the idea is also that it feels like friendly and it feels like your space. Yeah. And then we also used the nouns assets to make it also like vibe, like the friendly vibe, the little unicorn. It's very cute. And and even a Clippy, like to give a bit of nostalgia vibes. And then we use the iframe technology, so you basically, we can show it in the demo now. So yeah.
So let's start with the demo. So currently, as you see, you can come to Dinos OS 95.versal.app, and you can even try it out. So you can come in, you can see all the apps available. So these apps need to be safe compatible, and any safe compatible app, you can use it. So let's first try to sign in with Google. Hit continue. So as you can see, like it created an account for us. So basically this is a 4337 account. And now let's try to do a swap on Pancake. So you connect. So we have a bunch of shortcuts here, but you can also use any of your Web3 dApp which is safe compatible. And what we have done is we have used iframe. So the Google account through which you signed in is then iframed into this thing thanks to impersonator. So we are just impersonating this account into the iframe, and let's try to do a swap. So it should ask me for my passkey. It's connecting. So once I sign the transaction with my passkey, it should go. And yeah, we have done a swap on Pancake without the Pancake needing to have the social login thing. And you can also view this transaction on Basecamp, and you can see it was an 4337 transaction. Basically, it went through entry point contract. And yeah, and you can try any of the custom amps. Let's suppose Nouns. So even Nouns does not support social logins, but with this you can log in our app with social login. We propagate that into the Nouns, and you can buy things in the Nouns DAO. And since this is a 4337 account, like we can sponsor the gas for the users and anything. So this would be an gasless transaction which we can do. Yep. And thanks to Base and ZeroDev, since this is on Base, they have this Paymaster where they give you the gas. As you can see, I got some tokens, and also I can view this transaction on Block Explorer. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. That was our first demo of the day, and then incredible use of account abstraction. So next up, we have Team Particles. Please give them a big round of applause.
Hello. Hello, everybody. Hello. We are here to present you Particles, the product that we built in the last few days here. It's Alberto, Ricardo, and me, Paolo. And we built this product that is based on Uniswap before HOOX that leverages what the HOOX does and also the ERC 404 contract. So let me just show you the flow. So LP providers are not getting the rewards and the fees from the swaps and the trades, but what happens is that these fees goes directly to a price pool that is somehow accumulating all the fees that are generated by the pool. Instead, we give them, using Uniswap before HOOX and ERC 404, we give them ERC 404 that are tokens that can become NFTs as soon as you reach one full unit. And this allows us to create some gamification out of it. So instead of receiving the normal fees that you receive normally, you start receiving some tokens that accumulate. So as soon as you have one, you start generating NFTs, and these NFTs can be used in this way. So what happens? We generate Nouns NFTs that are some NFTs that have inside a chance to win a prize. The prize is, in fact, a portion of the prize pool that can be used in order to incentivize this. And so you have a chance to see, okay, is this NFT containing a prize or not? To do that, you need to burn the NFT and discover if it has a prize or not, and we do it with randomization with Chainlink. But you can do also something else. You can also decide to sell these NFTs in the secondary market on OpenSea, or for example, we implemented last minute also the Circle integration that allows us to sell, also, allows them to be sold also by Web2 users. So what happens? In the end, we just created some lottery tickets that are accumulated with the DEX fees, and these lottery tickets can generate a lot of value because in the end, they are just an opportunity to get a price from here. So what happens is that these NFTs for sure will have the same value as the full pool, but also more, because as you can know, when you gamble for a lottery, for example, usually the money that is spent on the lottery is more than the money that is spent on the that is containing in the price. But let me give the word to Ricardo that is going to show you a demo.
Okay. So here is our website, and this is the pools we have deployed for this for our particles protocols. And user can these pools support a custom UniV4 hook that releases party tokens whenever a user provides liquidity or swap. So we have also a leaderboard to track party tokens. So if, let's say, I want to swap some tokens on our custom pool, then the amount of I will gain amount of tokens equal to the fee generated on our protocol. And upon reaching whole party tokens, I can see the NFTs in my wallet. These are real NFTs that, as Paolo mentioned earlier, can be traded on OpenSea, so that can open a lot of use cases for them. But let's say I want to know if what's underneath it, if I win a prize or not. So let me scratch it now. And after sending a transaction, we should see on our contract if I'm a winner or not. And yeah, indeed, I won a part of the prize pool. So this is a way to incentivize user and a neat way to utilize the fees generated by UniV4 protocol. The live demo for us is over. If you,
no, yeah, I just wanted to add a few things. For example, this is something we started on. Of course, there are some things with the fees. For example, the fees that we issue can be also done, given also by, for example, L2s and foundations that want to incentivize this kind of pools in order to gamify and increase volumes of Uniswap V4 pools. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
Amazing. That was Particles. Next up, I want to bring on Pandier. Please welcome them on stage.
Hello, everyone. The project I'm presenting is Pandier, which is an abstraction layer for DAs. I think most of us are very familiar with how scalability is happening in the Ethereum ecosystem on upper layers, so layer 2s, and roll-ups and up chains, like a diverse set of upper layers that are sort of inheriting the security properties of layer 1s by building on top of it. This is similar to what's happening actually on top of other layer 1s, such as Bitcoin, via new primitives such as BitVM. This is the main driving factor for like DAs. So data availability layers are flourishing. There are many of those here as sponsors or as participants. So we are familiar with their names. But something that is little understood is that there is a lot of fragmentation, meaning they all have different characteristics, and they have different trust models. So also cost implications are different, and their consensus model, and so on. To us, this resonated a lot with like the cross-chain bridging landscape. Like, how do we connect different chains? Well, today we have 80 plus bridges that connect different chains, and they all have different trust models. Well, how did it end up? Well, extremely badly. We are extremely familiar with like systemic risks that have been introduced by bridges, and bridges most of the times are seen as huge liabilities and something that we would rather avoid. So how do we make sure that data availability layers don't introduce new risks while intermediating between the needs of layer 2s that we're building and the underlying layer 1 security that we want to inherit from? Well, this is our answer. It's basically PanDA, which is a new abstraction layer that sits in between layer 2s and existing data availability solutions. These are the main features we provide with our design. So one is flexibility. What it means is that if you are a layer 2 and are having difficulties understanding what is the best DA that you should use, well, you don't really need necessarily to choose anymore. You're not locked in anymore. You can just integrate with PanDA and choose the configuration. So it can vary over time, and it doesn't necessarily even need to be a single DA. What it means is that if in the future there is a new DA that you want to use, you just change the configuration and keep going. Similarly, we introduced the concept of data replication. So if a given DA is something you want to send your blobs to and have commitments there, you can keep doing that, of course, but you can also select other DAs so that your commitment is replicated there. This is extremely useful in case of concerns around the liveness of those DAs, which are extremely new, experimental, and have different properties. So this is a good property, a good feature to have. To sum it up, it provides additive security. What does it mean? That basically you don't need to trust a single code base or claim anymore, but you can have the backing of different proofs to secure your piece of data. This is actually something that I will show you in a second. So this is the architecture. There are three main components. The dispersion service is a very simple component that basically just propagates your blobs and sends commitments to the DAs of choice. Then you, there is a trustless replication game there, but I will not dive deeper because it's quite boring. What we have done during the hackathon is just the part in grain. As you have seen, we have just made very minimal piece of this component because the other components are way more interesting. The second one, indeed, is the inclusion proofs collection service. It's a middleware that trustlessly collects proofs of different kind to show that a given commitment was really included in a DA. This is something that then you can use within the verification library, which is the third component. The verification library can read these different proofs that you have collected via the collector service. And if they are valid, then you have the backing of multiple guarantees around your data commitment, so everything is safe. We have built what we call IPA, which means Inclusion Proof Adapter. And that basically is like a protocol-specific, a DA-specific module that can verify proofs for each individual module. So this is the first one. We've made one for Celestia based on their Blobstream Lite client, one for Avail, one for EVM, and another one for EVM remote using a zero-knowledge coprocessor called Axiom and using the point evaluation precompiled, basically, interface. I will show you a demo. So this is normally, since this is an infrastructure component, the layer 2 will interface directly with the pieces I showed earlier. However, this is like an interface showing what conceptually a layer 2 will do. So let's say we want to send some data on two different DAs. We select them. We have sent them with the dispersion service. Now, in memory, we are checking the verification status of these proofs, similarly to what can be verified on chain. When everything is verified with enough redundancy, data can securely be considered valid. So in conclusion, we've built a system that avoids vendor lock-ins and that can be used to avoid systemic risks, maximize security, and ultimately create future-proofness for layer 2s. Next steps will be proof aggregation to optimize gas costs, and finalizing what we couldn't make in the last day and a half of work. Thank you.
That was absolutely incredible that they were able to do this thing in just the weekend, and that is a massive opportunity. Well, with this, let's welcome our next finalist, NFC Wallet. Please give them a big round of applause.
Hi, everyone. So, we all got this really cool wristband, right? And so it's nice, it gives you access to this venue, but wouldn't it be cool if it could also be a crypto wallet, right? So that's exactly what we do. We turned all of your wristbands into a crypto wallet. So it's a wallet on your wrist. And I think the best is just to give you a demo. So I don't know if you can see here, this is the interface that we have. I can start scanning, and then I can just scan, and boom, voila. But it's better to pick someone else so that you really trust us. I don't know, Kartik, if you can come on stage real quick. I'm going to scan your wristband. Boom. All right. So now, that's not all. So now you have we're going to ask Jonas to basically send some USDC on base. And here, the demo guard, be with us. Transaction sent. Oh, boom, $2. Here we go. It's not. So now what you can do, Kartik, is you can go to the bar and get some drinks with those USDC on your wristband. So we have here Kevin, who is the bar. And so you can just tap to pay. And so now we should see here the 2 USDC. Here we go.
I'm no longer rich.
Right now. It was $1. So it worked. Fantastic. So what happened behind the scene when we created an abstracted account using the serial number on your NFC tag? So it works with any NFC. How cool is that? And so now you can send USDC on base to your address, and we made this web app. Thank you, Austin, for the Scaffold Eve 2. It was a pleasure, a breeze to work on this this weekend. And then you can tap to pay on whitelisted devices, right? So that for security reasons, of course. Maybe Kevin, you can tell us a bit more about behind the scene.
Sure. So if you guys have ever seen how 4327 works, you'll notice that the Ethereum Foundation has on their repository 2 smart contracts. One is a simple account factory. One is an account, a simple account. So we essentially took those and modified them a bit. And what we did is we take the serial number that's on your NFC tag, the chain ID, and the account factory address. We combine those together, and we pass it through a function, the create or get account function, which gives you a stable and consistent account address. And that's what you saw happen to Kartik's wristband, actually. So there's a function called get hash that is not intended for production. It's more for testing to make sure that you produce the same hash. But then once you have that, you can generate this offline even. We could right now generate a hash for all of you offline, and then later create your account. And it's all gasless using a paymaster, and it's done on base.
So yeah, so account abstraction, a paymaster, so you don't have to pay for gas fees, we pay. And then we are using also Flutter, Next.js, Scaffold 2. What's next? Well, it would be great to implement that directly on Internet of Things devices. So there is this cool company shout out to that company in Brussels doing a bar, because in Belgium we love beers. So it would be cool to, when you come in July for ETHCC in Brussels, you are all invited. Come, maybe we'll make it work with that. That would be nice. So please try it. nfcwallet.vercel.app, or scan that QR code, or join on the GitHub. And so yeah, that's for us. Thank you, everyone.
That was absolutely incredible, a true definition of a hack. And the good news is we're going to have all these bands for all the events this year, so can't wait for more hacking to go on these things. Give them another round of applause. And next up, please welcome Get Paid.
Okay. Hello, everyone. How are we doing? So, here with my awesome team, we've created Get Paid. Get Paid is a way to essentially connect the world of open source software development through to the love that we have for crypto payment rails, right? So think about how easy it is to get paid in the world of crypto. We wanted to connect that through to the processes and mechanisms for open source software development. We have a software company ourselves, so we do a lot of open source software, and we built this as a product that we would use ourselves because, well, we love combining those two worlds. So let me show you a bit about how this works. So you can log into our app, and you'll notice that when you log in, it's only continue with GitHub, right? To log in with GitHub, we wanted to have a very frictionless Web 2-like experience because this is a developer-centric platform, and we want to keep it as low friction as possible. So you simply just sign in with GitHub, then that will go through the standard OAuth process, and it will create you a wallet as such, right? So that's all happening behind the scenes, very streamlined. So then what you're seeing here is essentially an aggregated list of GitHub issues, right? So if I'm a developer and I want to use our platform to essentially earn some money while solving some open source issues, I can log in and see this aggregated set of issues. And this is based on, because of course we've logged in with GitHub at this point, you can start to see different certain issues that might be favorable to me and my certain choice of languages or expert matter. So here you're seeing some in Rust and TypeScript and so on. And what these are is these are issues that can be solved by any developer. And if they were to solve those issues, they will automatically be paid the amount of tokens that you can see on the label section there. So you see things like 100 USDC, 50 USDC. This is how much these issues are worth when they're solved. So if we just filter down this list of open issues, you can see that there's quite a few here under this proof playground application. We can see here that we have one that the documentation needs updating, a very common task that we're all familiar with. So let's go ahead and click on that, and that takes us through to GitHub. So if we have a look at this issue, you can start to see that it's got a label on it, right? GitHub has a label system. As part of the Get Paid platform, we've basically built that around the label system, the issue system, and the pull request system on top of GitHub. So we're turning these labels into basically a tag that tells our platform how much the issue is worth when it's solved. So let's go ahead and solve this issue and get paid. So we have a pull request already open to solve this. You can see the 100 USDC prize that's associated with this bounty. If we just go ahead and we merge that pull request, we can type in this, we just say fixes, this is a magic keyword, and then you can point it to a certain issue. So if I say it solves number 20, then it's actually going to automatically close that issue for us and also transfer that amount of tokens directly to the person that solved it. So just like that, we've instantly paid the person that solved it, which in this case was me. And if we go through and we have a look at the app, we can see that here if I just refresh this. So let's go over to here. So you can see that is solved. And if I just click through, you can see this transaction ID and everything here on Arbitrum so of the payment that just went through. So we basically just wanted to make a very, very streamlined way that allowed any developer from any country around the world to do what they do and do what they love doing, which is coding, and solving open source issues and earning for that as well. And so a little bit more about this process that you might find interesting. We also built it in such a way where you can connect any repository, right? So this idea about funding a repository. Of course, just then I solved an issue and earned 100 USDC to do it. But of course, you'd have to come into the repository section of our application and fund the repository. So you can come in here, and if you want to allocate some USDC, for example, I'm going to go ahead and just allocate 1,000 USDC to this repository, and I hit confirm. I sign with my fingerprint, right? So no need for any sort of fancy wallet integrations there, just completely very Web 2 friendly and Web 2 based. And just like that, I've funded that repository 1,000 USDC. Now, anyone who's a maintainer or an owner of that GitHub repository can associate labels of different values to whichever issues they would like to have solved, and then the community can solve them and earn through that process. So that's the whole kind of end-to-end flow, and we think there's a lot of value in this element here, especially when it comes to funding from different organizations. They could essentially skip the middle person by giving tokens directly to someone, but rather they could fund a repo and have that delegated to the different issues in the open source space to be handled through that mechanism. Yeah, so that's been Get Paid. Thanks very much.
Super cool. What a good way to encourage open source contribution and get paid for fixing bugs and fixing typos in READMEs. All right, next up we have SPC Wallet Service. Please give them a big round of applause.
Is this sharing? Yeah, okay. Cool. Hi guys, I'm James. This is Peter. We're building an app called On It, but today we're going to be presenting what we've been building this weekend. It's SPC Wallet as a Service.
So over the past couple of weeks, I'm sure you've all seen that Coinbase launched their smart account, and it's basically a way that you can plug in a passkey wallet into the Coinbase Wallet extension. You can go on any dApp, and you can use that passkey or a number of passkeys to control your smart wallet. So this is kind of like that, except we remove the need for an extension, and we move the onus of implementing the passkey wallet and everything like that onto the developers. So the user can have never interacted with crypto whatsoever, and they can come directly to a site like this. This is a dApp, and
yeah, so new user coming along and they want to just claim this coupon. So we can click on it here, and then we're going to get prompted with some input. You can just type in a name and then submit. And what we're going to see here is that this pop-up comes up, and we can actually create a signature coming from SPC Wallet for Sale app, and that's actually different from the site that we're on. That's because this white bit that we see here, this is actually an iframe, which is a site of its own. These are like separate things, right? So we actually have the SPC Wallet over here, right? So on this site, we can then create a passkey signature. So we hit continue here. We create a passkey, and the public key of this passkey in the background here is then written to a safe ERC4337 module, and then that can then be controlled by the passkey when the dApp or any other dApp requests a signature from that user.
And so we've talked all this time and we haven't said what SPC is. So SPC is actually a secure payment confirmation. It's a browser native API. The last update to the draft was 4 months ago. It's pretty new. It's only supported on Chrome right now. But basically what it is a native way for a merchant and a bank to verify that a user has funds and in a cryptographically strong way. So a user comes to a site, they want to buy a t-shirt. That merchant contacts the user's bank and asks for their passkey. Then they sign with their passkey, and that assures the merchant that they have the funds and that they also control the account. So we have taken the fact that they build on top of passkeys and used the P25 signature to create a smart account. So what you're seeing right now is the secure payment confirmation modal, which is a sort of extension to passkeys that improves the UX because it forces the dApp or the merchant to tell the user exactly what they're purchasing, how much it costs, where it's going. And so if you click to verify, you'll get prompted with a passkey. It's not going to work with my finger. But so what has happened is you have now verified your claim, and you've received that, you've received that token. And so the project consists of 3 parts, right? It consists of the wallet, with the front end that you've seen is just the username, the contract, and then the wallet contract, sorry, and then also the dApp, which is the front end that you've seen that has the claim. The third part is the library. So the library is an SPC, a bunch of helpers that basically allow you to implement this in like 20 lines of code. So if you are a dApp, you can embed an iframe and you say, I want to allow this payment origin. So I want to allow the On It passkey wallet to be able to create wallets and execute transactions on my dApp. And then all you got to do is come and implement these couple functions. So the first one is get credentials. It's a communication between the dApp and the wallet to say, who is this user? What are their credentials? Do they have a wallet? And if they don't, then we fall back to that username iframe where they can create it. If they do have it, then we can continue. We can create a user operation for the safe smart account, and we can just pay with SPC. And the last step is to use Pimlico to bundle it and send that transaction on chain.
And that's all.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Awesome. That is such a cool utility. I think just it simplifies a lot of the passkey mess that we're about to get into with everybody trying out a lot of things with this. All right, finalist number 7. Please give a big round of applause for Blobscriptions.
All right. Hi, everybody. So over the past couple of months, you have probably already heard Bitcoin subscriptions, Ethereum subscriptions, Polygon subscriptions. People even inscript Cardano, right? So why don't we build subscriptions on the block space? So that's what Blobscription is about. So Blobscription is a token standard that inscribes mint and transfer events onto the block space. And exactly how it's done? Well, first, because most of the browser-based wallets, they don't support sending blob transactions. That's why we have built a backend using guests to send blob transactions on the user's behalf. And this also means that we have developed this workaround where you have to put your pirate key here. So please do not do that. This is not safe. This is not what you should do in a production environment. And after we have users imported their pirate key, the users, they can either mint a new BS20 asset, or after they already have some BS20 asset in their address, they can send this BS20 asset to somebody else. Exactly how the backend is. Okay, so this is the backend. It is using guests to listen to the API call from the front end with the user's private key. And then, well, this backend signs the transaction that sends the blob transaction that contains the JSON of either its mint or transfer based on what operation the user is taking. And then we have this, and by the way, the nice thing about blob transactions is that you can send it to any address. So all of our BS20 standards, they are being sent to address ends with 0x coffee. So in this way, the indexer can save a lot of time. The indexer just have to listen to blob transactions that are sent to the 0x coffee address by stripping the transactions from Blobscrip. So the indexer has a task of tidying up all the different address accounts balance, just like how indexer will work in a BRC20 standard. And okay, now the reason is why, right? So one of the more practical reasons is that if you're minting a token with BS20 standard, it will be cheaper than if you're minting a token on layer 2s, because we don't have any smart contract logic. And block space is also cheaper. So this is a more practical reason. But I also want to highlight there's a deep cultural reason for using the Blobscription. You see, when you mint a meme coin with Blobscription, because of ephemeral nature of the block space, if you don't move your token within 18 days, your balance will be wiped. So this means if you're minting a meme token, if you want to keep it, you have to share this meme token with somebody else. You have to send it before the expiry. And I think this is actually what meme is all about. It's about spreading the idea. So annual tokens mint with this BS20 standard, it works exactly like genes. It has to be spread, or otherwise it will be wiped from people's memory. And yeah, that's all Blobscription is about. And thank you all.
Thank you. Next up, we want to bring on Yield.me. Please welcome him on stage.
Hey, ETHGlobal. It's Ruslan. I'm Max. We have built an app called Yield.me, and we want to show it to you. So I have a question to you. Where do you search for staking and lending protocols? You might answer that I stake on CEX, and I would answer you that CEX actually makes more money on your, makes more profits on your money than you are. You might do it on wallets, but it's quite limited. It requires integration with DeFi. And you might do it on aggregators like Beefly.finance and on others. It's actually a good choice to look for some projects on such aggregators, but it might be complicated for newcomers. So we are dealing with two problems. First, making it easy to decide which protocol is safe. And the second is making it easy to use the protocol. One approach to solve the first problem is to derive such a formula, which would show a risk index of some specific yield protocol. It's calculated by community impact into this protocol and users set commitment in this protocol. Yeah, and we use it in our app, which Ruslan would show.
Cool. I'm just going to switch it to my app. So we built a native iOS app for that. We wanted to do the mobile-first experience, and we tried to demo it on a USDC only kind of wallet, so that you can really see the power of account abstraction, where you don't need to do anything for gas. So first of all, we need to create our account. Let's go and create a ping. The ping code is something I will have to use to approve my transactions for the smart account. And I also have to set up recovery questions just for the case I forgot my PIN. I'm just going to type anything for now. After I type I agree, my wallet is going to be deployed. So on the main screen, you can see the list of protocols. For now, it's only one because this is the day 2 of our company. Let's take a look. We have a short overview of the basic security score of every protocol and what chain it's on and its IPR. So the first big important thing of how we suggest users where to put their money is we try to select the most important information from the white paper and display it to the users. And then we also use the formula that you've seen before to calculate different scores, the popularity score and the security score. So the part 1 is information, and the part 2 is something you don't see here yet, and it is the community responses and reviews on each protocol. The reason you don't see it because we tried to make it very gated by a thing called community pass, and the main reason to do so is to avoid fake accounts and to do bots. So the community pass lets you read and write other people's reviews and lets you earn some share of the revenues that come in further from the protocol. So you need to do 2 steps in order to get the community pass. First, you need to verify that you are actually a human, and you can do it with WorldCoin if you have it installed. Just clicking on signing with WorldCoin and verify myself. That's it. Step 1 is passed. And step 2, you need to put 10 USDC in order to mint this community pass. So when I mentioned about revenue share, every single community pass that will be bought after you, you may get a share of those 10 USDC that other people will pay if your reviews that you write are very helpful and good enough. So let's try to purchase the pass, and we will have to enter the PIN for the transaction. Wait for it a little bit, and I am the owner of the community pass. Here's what I can do, and now if I go to the protocol page, I have more stuff here. So I can influence my popularity score in different ways. I can do like or dislike, and I can type comments. I can say, this is rug pull, and type it in. And if enough people will consider it helpful, I will get more share of the revenue of the protocol. And the last very cool thing here is that we try to abstract all the blockchains and everything from user. Shortly, the way it's done is that I deploy my current wallet on Polygon only, but we're going to offer users protocols on any single chain. And the way it works is that when I'm going to deposit, let's say 10 USDC, if you see this is the protocol on Avalanche, basically, by using the chain link, I'm going to just send a message to Avalanche and bridge my token to Avalanche, but the users will never know it. They will deposit, they will withdraw, they will send all the messages from Polygon. They will only have one wallet. They don't have to deploy this wallet to any other chain. And this will all be powered from Polygon by chain links to CIP. Let's just send this transaction, and it's going to do the staking. That's it. Thank you guys for watching.
Amazing mobile demo. That was great. All right. Now is our second last finalist demo of the day. So please welcome Microblobs.
Hey everyone, very happy to be here at ETHGlobal London with my team. Today we are going to present Microblob, our solution for blob space marketplace. So I guess you're all aware since Wednesday on Ethereum mainnet, we've had this great news that blobs are live. It's great because it introduced a new memory space for application to post cheap data there. It's a temporary space, but it will help a lot. For example, here, you can see Uniswap that posted their performance, so on both Arbitrum and Optimism, great gas cost reduction for layer 2s. And with the team, we kind of ask us the question, how can we go further than this? Because we expect in the future more and more applications to use these rollups, as it's only live since Wednesday, only the major rollups are live there, but in the future there will be more and more projects, ZK rollup, optimistic rollup, but also NFT games and everything, every type of application around gaming. And we hear a lot this future of 1,000 rollup, so we expect blob space to be a resource that projects will compete on, and that's why we introduce Microblob. So Microblob is a platform where, as a project, as a rollup, as an NFT project, you can credit a smart contract, so you just send ETH to the contract and that's your credit. And then you can spend this credit by sending what we call microblob to our mempool. So a microblob is just the data you want to post on a blob, because we've realized that today on mainnet, some of the blobs are not used at 100%. So maybe you only need like 20 bytes of data out of the 100 available in the blob. So you post your microblob, you sign it with your wallet that credited the smart contract, and you put a fee that you want to pay per byte inside this blob. Then we have our relayer platform that will process the auction, so taking into account all the bids that are being made, and craft the final blob. Whenever it can submit a profitable blob, it will do that, and you will be included depending on the fee you put there. So going on for the demo, we have a really simple script that will just generate some random microblob and send them to our mempool. And then you can see on the platform the auction going live. So on the left here, these are the microblobs that are being sent to the mempool. And on the right, just a visualization of the size and the different bids that are there. So we'll let this run a few seconds so that we have more and more microblobs coming there. But you can see here the blobs that have been posted previously by the platform, and you can see the composition of these blobs. So, for example, this one has 4 microblobs inside of it. You can see the content of each microblob, and it's very important because this basically optimizes the blob space on Ethereum DA. So you can have like a lot of microblobs inserted one after the other, and you can visualize the live auctions there. Here, if we let it run a little bit more, like you will see that there is a base fee. So the base fee is the cap at which you need to, so here it is, the cap at which you need to bid more to be included in the next blob. And everyone that posts a microblob to our mempool can edit it to change the fee so that it can go up inside the bidding process of microblob. And you can see, of course, like these microblobs being wiped down as they are joining the blob. And so next step for our project, support multiple DA. So today it's live on Oleski testnet, so we support Ethereum DA, but we can really post blobs to any DA, like Celestia and so on, near Avail. And we can let the microblob creators choose which DA they want to post at, if they want to post in one DA, or have even like some custom logic like fallback to certain DA. We also want to decentralize the relayer, because for now it's one centralized endpoint, but we could imagine kind of the current MEV design space, multiple actors processing these bids and verifying them and verifying the output blob. Also work on standards to have better blob partitioning and compression for rollups application out there. And finally, have a router so that, for example, rollup can have execution associated with the post of their microblobs, which is important to update the root on their core contract on layer 1, for example. So thank you, ETHGlobal London. It was a very nice event, and thanks for listening.
Thank you. All right. we are now ready for our last and 10th finalists. So please give a massive round of applause to Athus.
All right. So hello, everyone. Thank you, first of all, to ETHGlobal for the amazing hackathon. So we're Ethos, and we're a wallet trust scoring system. So explaining a little bit of the thought process, we got to this solution thinking about some of the common problems that we have in Web3 today, some of the things that are basically common sense. So most solutions for anti-fraud detection require KYC nowadays, as we know. Pools are obviously vulnerable to MEV bots and snipers, and mostly even when you are creating new projects and are adding liquidity and all that stuff. And obviously money laundering, scams, and sketchy contracts are also a big problem. So with all of this in mind, one of our first features to solve this, so our product obviously isn't perfect, but in our opinion ticks a lot of boxes that nowadays current solutions don't actually tick. So this is our first feature, which is a trust scoring system. You can either check your wallet or check another people's wallet by inserting the address. And these are some of the variables that we check to get the score. So for example, account age, neighbor addresses, amount and variety of assets, and a whole lot more stuff. The encapsulated feature that uses the last one is score conditional swapping, which basically allows for users to interact with pools which are basically whitelisted by the trust score that was calculated before. So you just slide that slider basically to select the minimum score which you actually want to have with the pool that you're interacting, and you'll be able to swap it just like Uniswap. And as previous, just like Uniswap, you can also create pools, but now you'll have the feature of implementing this minimum score so that the users which interact with it will have to have a trust score of at least whatever you select. As it says here, this feature basically promotes more secure pools and reduces the risk of, for example, the user that we are onboarding from Web 2 trading with risky pools or trading with risky wallets in general. So giving an overview of our architecture and how it works on the back end. So it starts obviously with the user interacting with our front end, which is in Next.js. And if they click on swap, we'll send a request to Suave, where we'll get all the data from the APIs, and actually with GPT, which is our proof of concept for now, we'll basically get the score, get the rating score, we'll send a message signed to the interface again, and only then we will interact with the base contract that we have deployed with the Uniswap v4 hook. So if we have the enough score to interact with this pool, we will get the swap, and basically we go back to the front end. I also wanted to talk a little bit about our interface and the efforts we made to make this really user-friendly and really good for onboarding users from Web 2 into Web 3. So as we can see, we are using Dynamic SDK. And this is our trust scoring page. This is our swap page. And this is our pool creation page. Now I wanted to show you a live demo, so I can connect my wallet with Dynamic SDK. And here I'll get my rating, which isn't right, of course. It's fake data, so it's dummy data. But yeah, this is basically it. And then I would get to the swap, select whatever minimum score I would want to interact with, and then select the tokens, and from then on. Now I'll pass my voice to our developers for them to explain a little bit more about the backend.
Okay, so in Suave, I use the confidential part to store the key. I want to send the message where we say the score, and also the API keys to Basecamp and the ChatGPT API. Then, basically, I do a URL HTTP request in the confidential part, on the off-chain part of Suave, to the Basecamp, get the transactions, and then for the proof of concept, as we said, we plug it with a good prompt with every requirement we specified, all the transactions to get the score, and then sign the transaction, the message, the EAP 712, with the securely stored private key.
Okay, so hi, running it on the front end, it's pretty simple. We just use write contract with the arguments attached of the pool and the currency, the fee, the spacing. As hook data, we plug in the signed data that we got from Suave, and then in the pool, before the swap is made, the before swap function is called, which calls another function which is permit, that ensures that the signer is made from Suave, and then if this passes, the swap is made. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right, thank you so much, guys. That's a wrap.
All right, those were our 10 finalist teams, and let's give them another round of applause for doing live demos and nothing went wrong. That is absolutely unheard of. So let's congratulate Dinos, 95 Particles, Pandia, NFC Wallet, Get Paid, SPC Wallet Service, Blobscriptions, Yield.me, Microblob, and Athus. All right, now the part I know all of you have been waiting for. A lot of prizes. Do we still have some energy left? There we go. Well, we're going to try something new. If you see your team's name on screen, I want you to shout as loud as you can. And the team that shouts the loudest at the end will win a pretty good prize. What's that prize? You're going to have to shout to find out. But I can tell you, it's a real thing. Not like the last time. You're going to take it with you today. We have some with us. Whatever it may be, we have them on us. Are you ready? All right, let's go. $275,000 in prizes to be won. Let's start with Arbitrum. The Stylus Project winners are GeoCap for $4,000, and Go takes in second place for $2,000. I don't hear any loud screams. All right. The best library goes to Monitorum for $4,000, and Republic is the second place $2,000 winner. For the D Social Project category, Votecast is the first place $2,000 winner, and Chili Bites will take home $1,000 for second place. And the most original prize goes to DD Mesh for first place, and Not So Secret Agent wins $500 for runner-up. And these 68 teams are going to be splitting the pool prize, taking home $44.12 each. So congratulations to Voter Protocol D. No, I'm not going to say the whole thing. That's a lot of teams. Arbitrum is popular. Next up is Avail. See, now, so you're shouting for $44, but nobody shouted for $4,000? Come on. Next up is Avail. The best project goes to Pandia for $1,000, and Tensor Royale is the second place $1,000 winner. Next up, we have Chili's. The first place prize goes to Scorpion for $4,000, Best List for $25,000, and Battle France for $1,000. All right, right now Scorpion is #1 on this list. For the Sport Fry Project category, Luffy Protocol takes home $4,000 as well. Second place goes to Spicer for $2,500, and Chili Bites is the third place $1,000 winner. And these 40 teams are taking home $125 each. Ooh, that's a big slip. So congratulations to all 40 of those teams. All right, that was loud enough. What was your team name? Oh, there's a lot more than one. All right, we're bundling you as #2. That was still the louder one, Scorpion. Remind me if I forget the names. Next up is Filecoin. Nounwatch is the first place $4,000 winner. We have a new top contender on that list, and second place is going to be Chaincard for $2,500, and the Garden is $1,000 third place winner. All right, now we're seeing some energy. And the 5 runner-up teams are Momentor, Human Stories, Synaptic, Lucid Dream, and Tensor Royale, and you'll be taking home $500 each. The best use of IPC category winners are Token Town, All right, Token Town, you're on top. $4,000 TubeSubnet for $2,500, Willow IPC for $1,000, and DataCat for $1,000. Next up, Gnosis Pay. Fluid Pay is the first place $1,500 winner, and Pocket will be the second place $1,000 recipient. Then we have the best yield category for Gnosis Pay winners. Kelza Marcus takes in first place $2,000, Hoot Bank for second place $1,500. There we go, Hoot Bank, you are now the lead. And Brett to Gnosis Pay is the third place $1,000 winner. On the other innovative category winners, Pocket, Kelza Markets, and Fluid Pay will also be taking home $750 each. Congratulations. Next up, we have Nethermund, and that's a lot of winners, so let's hear some noise. For first place, ZKP takes in $1,000. Zertify is the second place $500 winner. MEV Innovation Prize goes to Fair Arbors for $1,000 first place, and Blob Pre-Conf Auction for $500 second place. Account abstraction winners are SPC Wallet Service for $1,000 and SubHub for $500 runner-up. Then we have the staking and restaking category. Byzantine Finance is the fourth place winner. That's a good one. Byzantine Finance is now the #1 shouter in this room. That's a category now. And RPC provider AVS is the second place. This is getting tough. Okay, right now RPC provider AVS is #1 on the list of shouting. For the AI category winners, Not So Secret Agents is the first place $1,000 winners, and Democratia and Tensor Royal are going to be taking home $500 each. So congratulations to both of those teams. For the best Web3 social category, Trust Protocol is the first place $1,000 winner, and Momentor and Votecast are going to be receiving runner-up $500 each. Just loud enough, but not there. Pandia is the DA Solutions winner for $1,000, and Suave MPC is the security enhancement category winner. Pandia, there we go. And the blockchain, okay, so Suave MPC, all right. You are #1. Super Parallel winner, it takes home the best infrastructure for $1,000. Then we have Super Smash Bears VR for the Metaverse Development Prize for $1,000, and Dark Pool and Mystic Dex are going to be taking home $500 each for the best institutional blockchain solution categories. And then these 4 projects are going to be taking home $1,250 each, so congratulations, Zeritas, Pixelcast, Tensor Royale, and Block Talk for best projects on Starknet. Next up, we have PancakeSwap. Dynamic AMM Fees is the creative hook idea winner for $1,500, and Stablepoint is the best innovation integration for $1,500. Congratulations. Then we have WorldCoin. Vitalik Polarin is the first place $4,000 winners for the best World ID usage. This is great. And Voter Protocol will be taking home $3,000 for second place, and Not So Secret Agent is the third place best World ID usage winner. Then we have Fast Grant as an honorable mention for $1,000, and you're going to be taking home that for the best ID usage category. On top of that, the most creative use case goes to Synaptic for $2,500. The best governance app is Anon Vote, and WNS.vote is the best public goods category winner, $2,500. Congratulations. And these 36 teams are going to be taking home $69. Nice. Next up, we have ApeCoin. The best gaming use case goes to Zenmon and Token Town. All right, which one was that? Zenmon? Token Town. Token Town is the loudest so far. $2,500 each. The most creative consumer use case goes to UNSU Wallet and Trust Protocol. You're both taking home $2,500 each. Congratulations. Then we have Base. Get Paid is the first place winner for the best on-chain product for $2,500. GM Ready is the second place $1,500 winner. And Frame and Chips will be taking home $1,000 for third place. Congratulations to all 3 of these teams. The best use of AA goes to Guardians of the Paymaster, I assume. For first place $3,000, and NFC Wallet is the second place $2,000 recipient. You won 3 prizes, and this is when you shout? Come on. But actually, that was loud. You're #1. Next up, we have Cello. Chips is the first place winner for the best app of MiniPay. That's $4,000. Chain Card will be the second place winner. That's the same people shouting. How many projects did you submit? Wait, were you Geodash? Chain card, okay. Wait, why'd you shout for the first one? Well, congratulations, Chain card for $3,000, and Geodash is the $2,000 third place recipient. Chain card is now #1 on this list. And the best use of Mento stable goes to Mini Opera Links for $1,000. Next up, we have Circle. The best Circle product integration goes to Sales Agent for $2,500, and Budal is the second place $1,500 winner. Close, close. You want to try one more time? Second place goes to... Nah. Nah. The best application for cross-border payments goes to Crypto Relief for $2,000. Crypto Relief is already topping this list. Flowwise is the best application for dollar access for $2,000, and the best crypto markets app goes to Yield.me for $2,000. Congratulations. Wow. Yield.me, you are now first. Next up, we have ENS. ENS Bounties is the best contribution to the open source library for $1,000. ENS Auth is the first place $3,000 winners for the best use of ENS, and the second place $2,750 prize goes to WNS.vote. And Budal is the third place $2,250, and DREF is the fourth place $1,000 winner for the best ENS integration. Congratulations to all 5 of those teams. Then we have the Ethereum Foundation prizes. The best use of Macy goes to Democratia for $2,500, and Scaffold, Macy, plus ZK OSIOS takes in $1,500. Congratulations. Voter Protocol is the third place winner for $1,000, and Votelic, Polarin, and Anon Vote are going to be receiving $500 each. Then we have Hyperlane. Token Town is the best use of Hyperlane and also the best team so far, winning $2,500. Hyperdeploy is the best modular use in Hyperlane for $2,000, and Eightful is the most creative use of Hyperlane for $1,500. And Chili Bites and Mystic Dex are going to be winning $1,500 each for the best permission use of Hyperlane. The most ambitious use goes to Ultralane and Luffy Protocol for $500 each. Congratulations for being ambitious, but not the best. Next time. Then we have Near. Republic is the best use of chain signatures for $5,000. Congratulations. And Near to London is the first place best new startup category winner for $2,000 with Tema World. And Hire Happy, you're going to be taking home $1,500 and $500 each. All right, I kind of forgot who the #1 team was. I know it was somewhere in the back. What was the name? Token Town, yes. You could have said anything, and I would have just agreed in that corner. Next up, we have Safe. Fluid Pay is the best. That's more than 5 people on this team. That doesn't add up. Fluid Pay is the first place winner. BlockUSign is the second place $2,200 winner. SPC Wallet Service is the third place $1,800, and Hyperdeploy will be the fourth place $1,500 recipient for the best AA integration. And Credit Club is the best Safe Forecaster Frame category winner for $2,000. Congratulations. All right, I got to remember, Fluid Pay is right now at top. Is that right? There we go. Next up is Uniswap Foundation. Dynamic AMM Fees is the first place $2,500 winner. Token Town will be the $1,500 second place, and 0x Estate is the third place $1,000 winner for the best hook features. And the hooks and external integration goes to Apeful for $2,500, and the Incredible Hook for $2,500 for the open track. So congratulations to all of these teams. Then we have Aztec. Best overall sandbox app goes to ZK Factor for $2,000, and ZKP and Certify are the $2,000 winners for the best Noir app. Congratulations. Next up is Chainlink. Adaptem Finance and Warp are the best CCIP winner. Which one were you, Adaptem or Warp? All right, Adaptem is now #1. And BlockUSign is the best use of awesome Chainlink integration. Let's just clap. Come on. All right. Adapt and Finance. You're winning. Next up, Dynamic. Dinos 95 is the best onboarding UX for 2000. Get Paid is the best crypto-enabled app for 1500. And Fluid Pay is the integration magic category winner for 1500. Fluid Pay tops again. And then we have two runner-ups, Nouncemon and ShadeFi for $500 each. Then we have Phoenix. Zver, FHE, ZK Verifier is the first place. Is that Jordan? You're winning. You're taking home $2,500. ShadeFi is the $1,500 winner, and Mystic Dex is the third place $1,000 recipient. Then we have Flashbots. Atus is the best off-chain auction protocol for 2000. 12 MPC is the most unique off-chain app for 2000. And Sotheby's is the best chain abstraction proof of concept for $1,000. Congratulations to all three of these teams. All right, on to Layer 0. Votecast is the best OAP implementation for 2,500, and Gnomeland is the best OFT implementation. You're also taking home 2,500. Then we have Galadriel. LLM Drift is the first place $3,000 winner. Nice. Factor.ai is the second place $1,500 recipient, and Apeful is the third place winner for the best unique on-chain AI application. Congratulations. And then we have Morpho. Stratify is the best Morpho integration, and you'll be taking home $1,000. Congratulations. And last but not least, Nounce. PGID is the best UX implementation for 2,500. Dinos 95, second place 1,500, and Athus is the third place winner for the best UI implementation of Nounce Art. Congratulations to all three of these teams. All these winners are now on Showcase. Give yourselves a massive round of applause. And Jordan wins the prize. That's the mystery prize. There's more. There's more. Don't call it a day yet. Jordan, do you want to know what you won? A ledger. And by the way, ledger, we're going to have to need one ledger to give to that team. Thank you. Congratulations. And before we wrap things up, quick notes on how prizes work. Everything that we just announced is not final. That means over the next 3 weeks, we're going to be verifying everybody's source code, making sure nobody cheated, making sure everybody followed the rules. And then you'll get an email from us saying everything is good to go, and then you'll be ready to receive your prizes. That means if somebody gets disqualified, the amounts may change, especially in the prize pool. So what you heard here is like 90% correct, but not 100%. Wait till the end of until the end of this month to get more final confirmation. Our delivery date for the prizes is going to be April 5th, and that's when you'll receive everything in your wallets. Now, before we wrap things up, I want to say a few thank yous. So I want to just have everybody pay a little bit more attention so we can do a nice send-off to everybody that made this possible after a long few months' worth of work. There's a lot of people that go into making these types of events at this scale happen, and we're going to thank all of them. So in 3 seconds, join me in clapping and thanking all of the amazing people. So, ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Thank you to all you hackers for spending the weekend with us, all of our amazing judges for talking to hundreds of teams, all of our mentors and volunteers who were here the entire time, talking to everybody, making sure you have all the things need taken care of, all of our incredible speakers doing all the incredible workshops, so many partners who did so much work behind the scenes to give you the best possible experience, and everybody from the vendors to this venue to the AV team to everybody who made all of this possible and memorable. And last but not least, a massive round of applause for the ETHGlobal team who does so much work behind the scenes. So thanks to Nick, Delbert, Maggie, Nuno, Fred, Rory, Huichi, Anna, Moaz, Emily, Andrew, Jacob, and Liam. And we are hiring a lot of people on our team. So if you're interested in building on some really interesting engineering challenges, especially that touch over 75,000 developers and get to do cool hacking stuff like the NFC Wallet, please reach out to us and find us for a lot of these roles on our website. All right. Is there anybody who didn't win a prize? I don't see any hands up. That's not. Is that good? Really? That's actually really good. No hands? Everybody won something? Wow. Well, that makes this slightly less disappointing because we're going to give away more stuff. Well, anybody in this room, that's not just the hackers, it's including all of our partners, mentors, speakers, everybody, is going to be getting something special. In partnership with the Public Goods Working Group and the Ecosystem Working Group and the ENS Labs team, we're excited to offer everybody a free ENS domain name by the end of next week as part of being here at this event. Yes! All you have to do is head over to ethglobal.com/packs and mint the hacker pack, which is free, and you'll then be able to redeem your free ENS domain name there directly. If you attended this event, we know exactly if you did so from your email address in our system, and you'll be able to redeem or renew or get a new one directly from our website. So head over to ethglobal.com/packs and enjoy your free ENS domain. But that's not just everything. We had 10 teams come here and demo what they built live. We call them our finalists because if you've never been to an ETHGlobal event, you may not realize that these are not meant to be competitions. Our goal here is to help you see what's possible with Web3 and experiment with the coolest things that are out there. And we call them our finalists because at the end of the day, anybody who came here effectively came in first for this event. So these 10 teams are first place tied for being hackers at ETHGlobal London. And as part of the finalists, in addition to anything else they may have won, ETHGlobal will be adding in 500 USDC per team member from our side. So congratulations to all 10 of these finalist teams. But that's not all. In addition to all of this, we're going to be introducing a new pack for the finalists. And this is going to be what every finalist will get in addition to everything else. So not only is it the 500 USDC, but every finalist will also get a limited edition finalist hoodie for ETHGlobal London, 10x increase on your faucet limits, so you can have all the testnet ETH you want in 14 different chains. You get free entry to all Pragmas this year. Come by any one of these anytime. A custom Ledger Developer Nano S Plus for you to play with and use, and you get to collect that today. And also you, Jordan. And a $500 flight reimbursement to another event this year that we're hosting anywhere in the world. And that means you get access to any of these 5 remaining events in Sydney, Brussels, Singapore, San Francisco, or Bangkok. And you get to do that by just being a finalist. So this would not be an ETHGlobal event without us telling you what the rest of the year looks like. So in the last 30 seconds I have left here, let's go and see what we have upcoming. So the in-person hackathons are coming up. Sydney on May 3rd in Australia. Then we have Brussels on July 12th in Brussels, Belgium. Then we have Singapore on September 20th. San Francisco will be one of our bigger ones of the year on October. And then we're going to meet all of us in DevCon in Bangkok in November. And these are all our 5 in-person events of the year. And then we have a lot more for people who are not able to make it to a lot of these cities. So introducing the rest of the async events calendar, we have next weekend our Frameworks Hackathon, which is going to be all about Farcaster frames. This is a weekend hackathon where you just get to build cool things on Farcaster frames. Check that out. Scaling Ethereum is going to be a month-long event talking about how to build cool things on L2s and really make consumer-friendly applications. That's all of April. And we're super excited to announce StarkHack, a dedicated event in June on building on top of Starkware. So you can apply to all of these things. And then our biggest event of the year that's going to be async is going to be ETH Online. That'll take place in the last week of August. So all of this thing is now live and available on ethglobal.com. I'm going to stop talking, and let's party. Thank you so much for coming. Happy St. Patrick's Day.